Good day, everyone. I'm here to talk about becoming a polished performer. Being a polished performer goes beyond having a good speaking voice. It requires the ability to connect, engage, and communicate with authenticity. A great radio performer can transform ordinary dialogue into meaningful interaction. Successful presenters create a sense of conversation rather than performance. This skill is particularly important in the Philippines, where listeners value sincerity and warmth in broadcasters such as Karen Davila and Chico Garcia, to name a few. What are the essential qualities of a polished radio performer? These are authenticity. It means speak sincerely and with empathy to establish trust. Next is preparedness. Research topics thoroughly and anticipate audience questions. Next is adaptability. Respond naturally to changing situations or unexpected answers. And last, empathy. Understand the emotions of guests and listeners. Genuine presenters invite audiences to feel part of the discussion. Locally, Howie Severino demonstrates this through thoughtful questioning and active listening. In the States, we have Oprah Winfrey, who does the same in her show. A polished radio performer must also master timing, articulation, and pacing. Effective use of tone and rhythm sustains listener attention. Filipino programs in Mindanao use conversational dialect and local stories to simplify complex development issues, showing that clarity and cultural awareness enhance communication. Good radio performance supports the goals of development communication by bridging information and action. When hosts communicate clearly and authentically, they help communities understand social issues such as health, education, or equality. Through compelling storytelling and credible presentation, broadcasters can turn information into motivation and collective change. What are the key takeaways from this discussion? First, professional skills with human warmth. Next is active listening and authentic storytelling. A host should be credible and relatable, and this is a tool for empowerment and social transformation. When polished means balancing professional skills with human warmth. Active listening and authentic storytelling make radio communication impactful. Filipino broadcasters succeed by being both credible and relatable. Radio, when used ethically and creatively, can become a tool for empowerment and social transformation. Right, here are the 12 tips for mastering radio interviews. PP plosives. Avoid positioning the microphone to one side so you don't directly speak into it, and avoid PP plosives. Radio interview is different from online or print interview. Do not treat a radio interview the same as a print or online interview. Interviews may be edited for broadcast. Next, do not rely on full script. Do not read out answers or reply on a full script, especially if live. The host should study the subject well. Know your subject thoroughly and treat the conversation like you're speaking to a friend. As we continue, nervous speakers tend to speak fast. Nervous speakers tend to speak fast. Speaking slowly gives the audience time to absorb. Smile on your face. Have smile on your face. Listeners can hear it on radio. Avoid long preambles. Avoid putting up examples like back to your question. These are the useless preambles. The editor may cut the background. And use bullet point notes. Use bullet point notes rather than reading them verbatim. Reading can sound inauthentic. Be in the right zone, not too long, which sounds rambling, and not too short, which sounds rushed. Studio interview versus phone interview. If you're doing a studio interview rather than over the phone, you benefit from better sound quality and a more conversational atmosphere. Arrange a replacement just in case you cancel the interview. You hold the responsibility to arrange a replacement. And always remember that journalists are busy. Journalists are busy. Re-question. A pre-interview call is rarely accepted unless there's a strong reason. All right, before we close this discussion, always remember becoming a polished radio performer is not about perfection. It's about purposeful communication. Every spoken word on air has the power to inform, inspire, and influence communities. By combining technical mastery with empathy, authenticity, and clarity, radio hosts can turn everyday conversations into a meaningful public dialogue. This is June Aculiador, wrapping up today's presentation. I hope you picked up insights that will help you become a more confident, authentic, and effective communicator on air. Thank you for listening.